Hi everyone, this is DMY Philosophy and we discuss fundamental issues of humanity at the frontiers of language, of course. Everything decays, everything spoils. What about the academy? Is it still the same with the Plato's version? Definitely not. It has been politically overused and abused. It is now the church of science. Church itself was the bright idea of ancient times. Church and the university were cool ones when they were formed, but they started to lag behind when they are not reformed. We need to reform every moment, just like our bodies, our nature, planet, galaxy, universe. Thanks to reforming, we survive another day. Thanks to reshaping of things, we have daily occupations, different pursuits. Thanks to regeneration, we have energy. Renewal of the days, sunset and sunrise serve us as a model for everyone. The planet sets an example for all of us to follow. Restart your planet, your actual self restarts every day. Restart in every issue, reform in all environments, adapt. When we look at the university, it was the home of universal knowledge, the house of wisdom, the place where facts are gathered around a library. Now it's a business model. One can say it is operated for the convenience of the staff. It is not anywhere near the ancient academy nor the research institutes of German states. There are many reasons that universities are out of their main function. Firstly, every institution and every abstract construct is to be obsolete over time. That's because in order to instrumentalize, you have to make it a certain thing which is contrary to the dynamic world. In order to use, functionalize a thing, it has to have a certain purpose, one direction, that makes it more controllable and more predictable. University had many functions, but we used and operated that concept as a technical training spot. Secondly, there is internet now. No university can compete with the amount of knowledge on the web. At the same time, there is social outcomes of the university that internet can't supply. Yes, there is still a necessity for universities, for churches as well. There will always be functions of such institutions, defined in a particular way. What we mean by internet is the new university is that the original role of harboring wisdom, the original philosophy, now belongs to the internet. Let's not forget that the church was a place for knowledge, the old knowledge. The church supplied the society with the necessary knowledge of that time, namely the knowledge of human relations through myths, stories, and images. But we kind of developed scientific knowledge beside the knowledge of the humanities that were developed around the temples. Plato's academy, the history of philosophy, was the new knowledge, knowledge of the universals, the nature, knowledge that is not included in the myth. And now the school loses its function, since knowledge is everywhere now, not just in the church and clergy, not just church and the university, but internet as well. Church becomes the old knowledge and university becomes the old place for knowledge. Isn't there wisdom in the universities though? Yes, there is. However, it's like books, through an old technology. Books have served the knowledge magnificently, yet we have more efficient mediums now. Electronic resources have tremendous advantages over the paper. It's a matter of time for electronic reading to take over paper reading. Some of us will insist on the books as they do on the church. They will be the backup of civilization. Just like we still need church for ceremonial and consoling purposes, just like the common folk needing such simple explanations, we will need the universities for certification and education of technical knowledge. And the backup, of course, they will be assurance of knowledge in case we need to restore the order. Church was the old knowledge, the people that didn't reform itself and worked for particular function instead of every kind of knowledge. University again becomes church-like old knowledge, works for a particular function instead of every aspect of knowledge. It works for technical training and renounces the missions and visions of old academies. It becomes mainstream and sacred instead of being part of the counter or upper culture such as the ancient ones. University is the new church, internet is the new university. What should we do? You may learn things from the university. However, if you can handle the basic job of learning by yourself, we suggest you don't subscribe to the church or the university. Do it independently, easily, effectively over the internet. The church was fun at first. People made it for themselves. University was fun at first. Volunteers went for intellectual entertainment. Now they are out of context and they are drudgery. The internet, the voluntary and easy work of knowledge, easy form of knowledge, has now become the new intellectual entertainment.